Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nato. It's going to be a beautiful day. And first of all, Brian, I want to wish everybody out there happy holidays because we'll be off until the day after Christmas. Of course, that's when Santa Anita opens up, and we come with two steaks on that day.
Yeah, Boxing Day. We'll have a big card here. If you haven't looked at Santa Anita's opening day card, look at that. Thank you, guys. Guys upstairs have been tremendous, by the way.
Okay.
If you haven't looked at Santa Anita's opening day card, our sister track, it is absolutely out of this world. So we're going to have a good 10-pack, couple steaks, as Ronnie said, on Thursday, and we'll segue everybody into that card out there. You got the Malibu, our old buddy Ben Tornado is out there, and boy, it's going to be fun. Kentucky Derby winner,
You were
Mystic
telling
Dan.
me that. You were telling me that yesterday. So what's going on in the Rainbow Six?
Well, somebody's going to have a really happy holiday this year because somebody hit it, or some people hit it yesterday. One winning ticket yesterday for close to $300,000. So
Merry Christmas or happy holidays, whatever, Kwanzaa, whatever it is.
Yeah, golf clap to that. And that means we start new today on a really good 10-race Sunday card. And as we say each and every day when this happens, it builds very, very quickly. So get involved. And Ronnie has that ticket. What do we got? Race 5 today, right?
Race 5 today, I'm going to show you that a little later on. But we're going to start the first race. On Island is 16th on the turf. They're maiden claimers. And they're 3-year-olds in Upwood. We have no scratches. Nice full field of 10 to kick off the early pick 5. And Brian put a ticket together. Let's check it out.
Yeah, and thanks to everybody yesterday for just literally betting with both hands. The pools yesterday were huge. The late pick 4, Ron, I don't remember seeing it as big as ever here. The late pick 5, the early pick 5 was over $500,000. Let's see if we can do it again today. I've got a $27 ticket. You can see the single in race 2. That's the 3 upstanding. That's a good maiden special weight. Top Fletcher's got a couple in there. And then 3x3x3. Race 3, it is the 1 Grand Tower. Race number 4, top pick is the 3 Bringer of Rain. That's a little bit of a stretch. And in race number 5, your top pick there is the number 4, and that is Kamari. I think that horse might be able to get loose in there, stretching out, and that is a $27 early pick 5 ticket, and that should be a very, look at that pool, Ronnie. We got 55 minutes to post, and we're already at $50,000.
Yeah, and it's great. And that, of course, you were talking about in race number 5. It's 6-1. That's a good little price there. So we'll see how it plays out. Nice ticket, only $27 for you to get involved if you agree with Brian. If you don't, put your own ticket in. That's what we want you to do. This is just sort of a,
there you go,
a little guide to see what you might like. Let's go right into this first race, Brian. You started off with the 1 or the 5?
Yeah, I'm on the 1 down on the inside. We're going to have to figure out 2 turns today, but we got Irad, who's just, winning 3, 4, 5 a day. The post is perfect here. I don't like the 0 for 18. Look at this pedigree, though, Ron. By Medaglia d'Oro out of a Tappet mare, and all this horse has ever been doing of late is running 5 and 6 furlongs. So I got to believe now, for the first time for a tag going long on the turf, I kind of think we're in a good spot here.
Well, Brian, I very rarely do this. I have my long shot in the first race today. Yes, the first race. I don't think I've ever done that. I just like this horse. So that's Live to Ride from Jeff Hiles. I just thought this horse ran very well when they dropped it to this level last time out. Fit perfectly, albeit that was on the Tapeta. But I think the level is good. I was looking for a little bit of a price. He's run well, sort of against better on the turf here before, so maybe I got a little bit of a price. Sitting up there at 6-1.
Yeah, I mean, he should be a price, Ron. The only thing that bugs me a little bit, we've talked about it now, these Indiana turf horses have just not done anything here at Gulfstream Park. Now, this horse hasn't tried it, at least not at this level, and not for Jeff Hiles either, so we'll see. They bet crazy on one of his horses the other day, so hopefully you get a square number in here, because I kind of feel like you need to.
Well, the horse I have in second is the number 6, and that's Mucho Macho Mac. And I know we have a replay we want to show of that horse.
Yeah, he ran pretty well last time against the grain of the course as well. You're not going to win turf races here at Gulfstream Park trying to loop from the back, especially with a wide trip. But, boy, he ran well with Edgard Zayas. He was beaten just a half a length at this race. He was 3 wide on the first turn. I got him 6 wide on the second turn here, and he's running on. He just couldn't quite get there behind Never Say Never, who was 8-5. But, boy, he's abreast with him in mid-stretch, and this is a good run, Ron.
Yeah, I thought it was much for that run to put him second on my ticket behind my long shot. I originally had him on top, but I put when I saw the 8, and I thought maybe I'll get a price with this horse. Right. And he opened this horse. Everybody's going to be betting the 1 in there, and rightly so. Flipping the page, we go to race number 2. We're going to be on the fast main track. It's the 1-turn mile. It's 4 maiden 3-year-olds and up. We got no scratches in here. And Brian, you're going to just go forward with your early pick 4 ticket?
Yeah, you said it, and I'll tweet that out a little bit later on. Good maiden special weight, right?
Yeah, well, definitely. Not. I know you're single in here. The 3 upstanding is where I went. That's Todd Fletcher. Really nice performance at Aqueduct last time going. 7 furlong, going to stretch out today.
Yeah, the interesting thing is Todd and Mike Rapoli, for that matter, have the 3 and the 4. Vinny Viola's part owner with the 3. First time gelding.
Right.
That's a big deal coming down from New York. Those are better races than ours, at least in the summer. Of course, not in the winter, but in the summer for sure. And I think this horse has a class edge. And, Samantha's off today, but she would tell you that G with a circle is one of the biggest reasons to think a form reversal or a better effort is coming.
I looked at this horse. You just looked the sire curling, out of an unbridled sire, and they gelled it. They got to get it to race there and everything. Going to show you a stat on Todd Fletcher this afternoon on upstanding. Brian Single in his early pick 5, and we'll pop it up in 1 secondo, and we'll see what it is. There it is. First time blinkers, spring to root on the dirt, past 5 years, 14%. 85. I don't know what you make of this.
That's not great.
I just thought it was great. Good to show. And, first time blinkers, sprint to root on the dirt.
Yeah, it's not great, not bad either. That's a Hall of Fame trainer, winning the stakes yesterday. And, the one thing I will say, this is a one-turn race. Irad probably puts this horse on the lead. We'll see if the ultimate equipment change gets him to the winner's circle today.
I love saying this horse's name, Padiddle, I think it's pronounced. So Padiddle, we're going to show you a replay of Padiddle, and this one from Brian Lynch's barn.
Well, if you watch the whole replay, I don't know if this is a replay or work.
It's a work.
Yeah,
well,
work. Let's take a look at it here, because Padiddle has been running 1.25 miles and 1.5 miles. So, okay, this is a work. Good. Okay, he's down on the inside. I'm good. I'm glad, because if we were going to show the replay, we'd have to take about 2.5 minutes of what he's been doing. This is not an easy spot to be in, but you can see him coming through pretty nicely. The ears are pricked. Everything Brian has sent out not only has been live, but them taking a lot of money as well. Padiddle's better than the outside horse, and this is, when you're down on the inside kind of taking pressure, this is a pretty good drill, and watch him go here into the corner. So this maybe sharpens him up a little bit, Ronnie, because like I said, 1.25 miles, 1.5 miles on the turf, 1.125 miles. He's never run this trip and except for his debut, and you could see he did not want to let the workmate get by there.
And what's good about that, it looks like Brian was trying to teach this horse to be in between horses down in the inside. It looked like the workmate, they did that just to give this horse some bottom. So it's very interesting. We'll see how that goes. Brian and I, 3, 4, 5 in there, and I think that's the logical way to go. Flipping the page, I'm going to stretch it out to 1.70 miles on the Tapeta. These are claimers, 3-year-olds and upward. We did have a scratching. Not a lot of scratches on the card
not at all.
Scratched the 3 team captain. You're going to start it off with Grand Tower. That's the number 1 horse.
Yeah, I know he rises in class, Ron, but boy, he blasted 2 L's last time. The post is perfect. I like that Victor Barboza Jr. has had a really good start to the championship meet, which 1 year ago today was not the case at all. The barn really struggled last winter, but the fact that he rises this horse in class from an 8-2L, we're drawn perfectly. Luis Saez is aboard as well, and I think this horse is in a good spot, Ron, and with Irad on the 9, Money in Motion, you're going to get a better price than probably you should.
Yeah, and with the 1 horse, and he beat 2 next up winners, including Rapscallion in there, so it comes out of a really good race. I went with the 9, Brian, Money in Motion, and I just thought this one might be the logical one for owner, trainer, Joe Catnese. I just think this horse, last time they claimed it, runs second, they step it up, they're putting him back where he belongs, I think, today, maybe scores.
I think the part of what you said is correct, back where he belongs today. There's no doubt about that. He was a little out of his element against State Breds. He didn't run all that well, and the big figure race 2 back was for Mike Trombetta, so Joe's going to have to, get back to that race. He's got Irad. That's a great sign, that Joe thinks his horse is live. The only problem is now you take a short price.
Yeah, but you take the short price. But I was intrigued that Irad, he's got the choice of whatever he wants in every race. He goes here with the number 9 horse in here. The number 2, Nathaniel's Hope, I thought maybe had a little bit of a shot at a price for Cheryl Weinbart. So maybe this horse can run well. You look at its last race, at this level, was only beating the length with Raylu Gutierrez in the saddle, and now I'm getting 12-1.
Yeah, this horse never wins. 2 for 37, but Ronnie's got him underneath, and he should be a price. 15 underneath finishes, 25-1 last time. Did they come back to him? That was with Raylu. Maybe they bet him a little bit, but he's going to offer value. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Well, that's the third. The fourth is going to be back on the fast main track at 1 mile. These are claimers 3-year-olds and upward. We did have a scratch in here of the number 8 Navy Cross. Probably the only scratch that makes a little bit. Yeah, that makes a little bit of difference here. And you went with the number 3, Brian, Bringer of Rain. And there has not been a lot of rain around here.
No, we like that. That's for sure. This is a total stab, admittedly. But here's the thing. This horse has been in pretty good form in fast Tapeta races. His dirt form is not good at all. He's run 34 times. He's run on the dirt 3 of them, okay? So it hasn't been good. But now Colin Mirage has seemed to have gotten something out of this horse, okay? And he's had a very good year as well. He's going to put him on the dirt. He's going to cut him back to 1 turn. And we're going to talk about some other horses in this race that you just have no idea where their form is, or like your horse who freaked last time, but he did it on a sloppy track. It's going to be dry land out there, at what time? 1:49 in the p.m.
Yeah, ridden by Rajiv Mirage. Yeah. Rajiv has been steadily running, getting into shape. He's run a couple of really nice races, just missed getting there. He's got a couple of really good seconds, so he'll be in the saddle. And, you mentioned Bird Wildcat, when there was, you rolled the dice. Hey, the horse did something really good last time out. Maybe it was was it the sloppy track? I don't know. I just thought it was a shot in here.
No, absolutely. And if he runs back to that race, he's going to win, period. And Pete Walder has started the championship meet very live, won a couple of races already this week, and the barn has been firing. This is a perfect post for this horse, too. So, he's clearly the horse to beat.
And he's a 4-time winner on the fast main track. It's not that he's never tried a fast track before, so he's got 5 wins, 1 of those on the off track, but 4 others. So maybe you factor that in it. Well, what we're going to do is take a short break. When we come back for race number 5, we'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket, but we'll also have Samantha's Tropical Turf Pick 3. Yeah, we were hammering that yesterday, so I don't know if you hit it, but it certainly was a lot of fun. We'll be right back.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code ONEFREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream. Today, Ron and Brian, Samantha on her way home for the holidays, and she will certainly, everybody will be back here Thursday on opening day of Santa Anita, and of course 2 stakes for us. We'll talk more about that. It was just been a great weekend so far. Let's keep it going. 5th race, 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. These are maiden filly 2-year-olds, and just a really nice race. Full field of 12. We're not fooling around. First, we will show you my Rainbow 6 ticket in here, and it's, guess what? I'm back to my 43.20 today. I got 3 in this race we're going to talk about, and also Samantha's Tropical Turf Pick 3. Just 2 for me in race number 6, with the 7 being the top one, Japard. And then in race number 7, there's my single of the day. A little bit of a single, Long Branch Lou. The 4-horse in there, Joint Resolution. Long Branch Lou is the one I'm afraid of.
Yes.
4 deep in race number 8. I got a scratch in there, Dr. Perry, so it screwed up my thinking, so I just went 4 deep in there. Race number 9, the top pick is the 5, and that's classified. We got a replay with that horse. And then the last 2, 6, and 9, 6 being my top pick, and it's Snippity Snip. I like saying that name too.
All right.
We're not done. We're going to go right into Samantha's Tropical Turf Pick 3, and there it is, $54 for her, Brian.
Yeah, so she'll go 3 deep here, and this could be a tricky maiden special weight. Race number 7, you see she's got, those are the 2 in there. You're supposed to, if you use the 4 and the 5 in that race, you're supposed to get through. Ronnie, I like what he did. You know, if you use both, it doubles your ticket. He's going to single, and then she has got 3 very logicals in the 10th as well. No Mo Cookies is the 9. That was your long shot last time. They bet her. She ran on a little bit with a little bit of trouble down inside. We'll show it to you. She's stretching out today. Very interesting.
Well, Samantha and I are thinking exactly alike here with that 4 and 5 in the middle leg there. And then, like you said, the logical 2 in that race. Getting back to this race now, Brian, I'm interested to see where you started your analysis.
You know, I got a couple speedballs going long today on the turf for the first time. My best bet's in race 10, and they're both trained by Mark Cassie as well. I'm going to try to pop this group here with the 4, and that is Kamari, who's now going to stretch out today. We've got Amicio Jaramillo aboard. Chased some wild Matty R splits last time, and Matty R didn't stop. She just popped the field going 43 in 2. Well, now this daughter of Nyquist out of a Sky Mesa mare is going to see a first turn for the first time. She's got one of the best gate/speed riders we have here, or there is for that matter, in Amicio. They bet this horse, and now off that tightener, Ronnie, I think she's going to do what she wants to do, and that's run 2 turns on the turf.
Well, I went with the number 8 in here, and that's now Voyager. This is a first-time starter from Jimmy Toner, and I think we have a work that we want to show on this horse.
Yeah, and you continued the streak, too, by the way, my friend, of between you and I picking every Jimmy Toner horse so far at the championship meet. If it's not you, it's me. If it's not me, it's you.
Well, the one yesterday should have won. I don't care what anybody says. Here it is on the turf here with the dogs up.
Yeah, this is a good drill for Jimmy, and this is a daughter of the we recently lost Uncle Mo, and that's so sad. The Damn Dream a While, the Warfront Damn Dream a While, was a grade 3 winner. She won the Eatontown. She also won our Tropical Oak, so she was nice. She won her debut, albeit in Europe. This is a pretty solid drill. Check the tote board here. It's Jimmy. It's a Joe Allen homebred. He's got Luis Saez. This horse is supposed to be very, very live and taking money in the betting.
Well, the morning line favorite that you made, and here is the number 11 Reputation from Gustavo Delgado, who's going to stretch out around 2 turns on the turf after that race on the main track. Third, behind a really good horse that day. So we got a stat we want to show on Gustavo Delgado of doing what he's going to be doing today, and there it is. You see dirt to turf the past 5 years, only 9%, 23%. And you know, you say, oh, my God, this turn. He doesn't do this often.
He doesn't do it.
You know, he does a lot. First of all, he doesn't start a lot of horses.
Right.
You know, he's very selective what he does, Gustavo Delgado. Yeah. So I think he's going to take money.
Yeah, well, there's only one reason this horse is the morning line favorite, okay? And it's not because that her form is any good, because it's not, okay? Right. She's owned by my racehorse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, you eliminate that, she might be the 6th choice on the morning line. Okay, so you have to mention it. You have to be up front, and you have to mention that. With that being said, she does have a turf pedigree. She's a half the Yada who is, you know, a solid turf router, and she's routing today. She's getting away from Rojo Roja, who is an absolute freak for Safi, okay? So there are reasons to believe she runs well today. The problem is she's going to be a massive, massive underlay at the windows.
Yeah, they'll be sending it in my race. It probably has 712 owners.
Yeah, I think 14 actually.
14. So that's a great race to start it all. The Tropical Turf, you know, full field, so many different ways you can go in there, Brian. You got the 10 without a pout. I thought that horse might run a little bit. We both have it in second. Brendan Walsh.
Yeah, and with a turf pedigree, and she legged up on the Tapeta and ran pretty well on it now, and you got a Lope de Vega on the top of this pedigree. It's all turf now, and that's what she's getting today.
Well, we're going to go to race number 6 now, and this is going to be a 5-furlong sprint on the Tapeta. We got Samantha's late pick 5 ticket that she left for us to show you. Let's check it out and see what it is. $45.
Yeah,
she's riding single Jabard.
Yeah, I don't mind this single at all. This is a fascinating race, actually. She's 2 deep in race 7. I'll tell you what's interesting now, because Samantha is so sharp. Looking at the AM activity of these horses. Born Noble in race number 9, okay, is the 8 horse. He's coming back for Todd Pletcher. He very well could be 2 to 5 in that race, and she's going 5 deep. So that, to me, is very, very interesting, because she spends a lot of time watching these horses in the morning on the workouts, and she says maybe not today. is noteworthy.
I got the 5 classify on top of that race. I got the other one second in there. So we'll see how it plays out in there. So that's that. Now we get to this race. You see her single there. Is this the one to beat in here?
I don't know if it is or not, Ron. He's the morning line favorite, Gepard, because Irad's aboard. But we talked to Billy Thorinos the other day, and he's got a big class dropper in Rock to Fame on the one horse who's 9-5 on the morning line. And this is my long shot, Ron.
Right.
This is a capital L.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is a capital L with Fast Fixer. But Rock to Fame and Gepard, they are going to go wild early.
Right.
There's other horses in here that want to go be part of this craziness up front. And Fast Fixer is the one horse that can close. He got off the claim last time for Laura Cesaris. He didn't run all that well, I get it, but he was on the rail and he broke slow. Maybe, just maybe, he can settle and make a run. Maybe this falls apart. They are going to fly in here.
And look at Super Sunshine.
Yeah.
There's only one way for this horse to go.
That's
and
what I mean. Yeah.
There's lots of speed in there. Yeah, you might be onto something really good in there. And, the one they named for me is Gone Nuts, the number 8. I thought maybe he could clunk up for a share.
Well, that's another one. Maybe he gets run off his feet a little bit and gets a piece in here. Yeah.
I thought he could close. That's the one I thought can close and maybe grab a share in there. We'll go to race number 7 this afternoon. It's 1 mile on the turf. It's claimers, and they are 3-year-olds and upward. And once again, as we mentioned at the top, not a lot of scratches to go here. We got Bryant's late pick 4 ticket. We'll show you that right now.
Yeah, huge pool yesterday, and we'll get $12 into it today. 3 deep here in race 7, and race number 8, the top pick is the 6. That is 333, race number 9, 2 deep. I added in, I had singled Born Noble, but I did add in Classify just to put a little more spice into this ticket, because what happens, Ron, I got a single in my best bet in the last race, so let's give out a little bit more than the $6 ticket. Here's $12. I'll press a little bit more, though, with Born Noble in race 9.
That's what you want in the last. Yeah. In all probability, the Marquess, you need him to win twice today.
I do.
You're getting back to this race here. I started it off with the 4. It's my long shot, my best bet, today. Joint Resolution, Lisa Lewis. I just thought that this horn ran exceptionally well last time out. The finish third. I'm going to key off that race on the turf 2 back. That's what I'm looking at. Coming off the bench, got that race under its belt, going back. This spot, nobody scares me. You mentioned the 5 Long Branch Lou. You got to make a case for him. It's not like, there's Lou, he's going to win. So I thought maybe I could single here and save some money.
I think you have the horse to beat, Ron.
Yeah.
I think the good thing for you is that he's probably not going to be favored in here. You got Irad, Nolan, and Ken Ramsey on the 5. They're not going to be able to bet enough on this horse. Your horse, I love what Lisa Lewis is doing here. This horse comes in off an April layoff last time. Lisa takes the waiver. It's such a sharp move. She doesn't want to lose this horse. Legs him up on the Tapeta. He runs okay. He makes a move. He tires. You figured he would tire. He was 3rd that day. Remerton comes back to win for Roddy Valente. Now he's back on the green stuff, and that's the big race right here at Gulfstream Park in April. He's set to roll today.
And, you look at Long Branch Lou, it's like handicapping 101. Drop, blinkers off, Nolan Ramsey, Erad Ortiz Jr. That's it. It's going to take all the money. I didn't like the last race, but, it figures, I guess, this horse.
They didn't bet him last time. This is a bugaboo for me. The racing form switched kind of their verbiage for that race. That's the 25 starter last race. It kind of looks like a 1X allowance, which it's not.
Yeah.
He's fine, but, we saw it yesterday with all these horses with Irad. He's great. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but the prices you take on him, and here's another one now, at a very, very short price on a horse. You said it, Ronnie, the layoff, and he just didn't run that well last time.
We got a replay that I almost skipped over with Joint Resolution, Noble Tiger. Let's show that.
Yeah, because Noble Tiger's in here as well, and he's Noble Tiger's not impossible. He's got speed too. This is the April 14th race, okay? And Noble Tiger has since done some good work out of that race. He broke his maiden 2 back. He was on Tapeta last time. He's better, clearly, on turf. And here's the big run from Joint Resolution. And this is a strong win, a fast win. And Noble Tiger's kept his speed, at least on the turf. But, this kind of shows the horse you want out of that race. And I know that was back in April, but it's Joint Resolution today.
And the horse that I have in 3rd, and that's Caratan. I just want to show you a stat with Michael Matz. Maybe this makes you go to this horse or not. I'll just show it to you quickly. A dirt to turd over the turf over the past 5 years. Small sampling, 7 for 45, 16%, 173. That's a positive return on investment.
It is, and Mike's, this is Omaha Beach out of a Sky Mesa mare, so there's some turf in here as well. The problem is this horse, has been kind of plucking away at Delaware and not doing much, so he better wake up in a big way on the grass today.
You had a win with Michael Matz earlier today. Yeah, so we come back. That race up there in Delaware, I don't know what you make of it.
No.
September had a couple of next out winners, but it was way back. Let's go to race number 8 this afternoon. We're going to sprint 7 furlongs. Claimers, they're 3 and up. Never won 3 in life. Scratch the 4, Dr. Perry. And this one here, you're going with the number 6, 333. Is that your best bet?
No, it's just a little bit of a stab. Speaking of Delaware, here's a horse coming down from Delaware and Monmouth, so kind of a mid-Atlantic horse through and through here. Wow, can you knock some of these favorites in here? And that's, I'm just taking a fresh new face in a race that maybe that's what this kind of race wants. You're going to talk about the 7, Zozan, Turf and Tapeta routing on the dirt today. Top Recruit, the other Safi was dreadful in March when Safi claimed him, and now we haven't seen him since. Boy, this is a race to look around, I felt like.
Zozan has never been on the main track, and 7 furlongs, never sprinted at that distance. But once again, Safi Joseph Jr., I ran Ortiz Jr. I went 4 deep in here for all those reasons that we just mentioned there. You go with a horse like, Pirate Radio and things are getting hairy. We could show that replay if you like.
Yeah, Leopardi's in here as well. Hey, if nothing else, Pirate Radio's in pretty good form.
Right.
I had him 2 back for Jose Garofalo, and he came right back and ran pretty well against winners, to be fair. Flatter Me is in there as well. Things are getting hairy, just kind of didn't really fire in this spot. Supreme Dominance is in earlier on the day, so maybe you get a little bit of a gauge into this race out of that. Pirate Radio, he was 8-1, 2 back, and then last time on the Class Rise, he ran okay. I know he was 8-5. He ran okay, and he's going to be a square price in here. You got him in the mix, I've got him in the mix, and I'm using him in my tickets because there are some, like I said, some favorites that you don't know what you're getting.
That's why I went 4 deep.
Yep.
I hope I did the right thing. And next, flipping the page, we're going to sprint 6 furlongs this time on the main track. It's an allowance optional claimer for 3-year-olds and upward. No scratches on the card. And Brian, the number 8, we've been talking about this horse, Born Noble. Even money on the morning line. Certainly looks like a major player there.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, I probably could have made him 1-2 or 3-5 in this spot. Let's take a look at what's going on with him now. We haven't seen him. A couple of things are actually going on with him. We haven't seen him since February 3rd of last year. This is that race. He was so much the best in this race, but what happened is going out to a mile to try to get on the Triple Crown Trail, he dueled heavily through a wild second quarter, and Rohan and Real Macho at a giant number picks up the pieces and nails him on the line, okay? And Real Macho has since gone on to be a real horse for Rohan Crichton, okay? Born Noble was 10 lengths better than Real Macho that day. Haven't seen him since. The workouts, Palm Beach Downs, we can't get a lot out of that because we don't see him. I talked to somebody from West Point the other day. They were saying we're looking forward to unleashing Born Noble today. All right.
That word, that exact quote? Wow.
Quote, unleashing Born Noble. They paid 7.25. Something obviously went amiss. He was a Triple Crown horse. Didn't work out. We're soon to be seeing a meaner, tougher, bigger, stronger, more mature version of Born Noble. Perfect post today, too. Not a lot in here, Ronnie. It's going to be tough.
You go to Classify, and this is my angle. You know my angle. You've been watching me all these years on here. 6.5, turning back to 6. Comes third behind a pair of next out winners. So it was a good race. It's Luis Saez. It's Staffy Joseph Jr. Born Noble, of course I had to use it on my ticket, but I just think Classify. And like Samantha, I want to watch one. You know what I mean? I'm allowed to watch one, right?
100%. And if Born Noble, we can show the Classify race too. If Born Noble stubs his toe today, it's Classify, and Classify is the only one here, at least on paper. And I think this is significant now. He ran well here in mid-July, and Safi thought enough to take him up to New York, to Saratoga, and Belmont at Aqueduct against better horses throughout the summer and early fall, and he runs well in here. He looks like he's looping here. Looks like he's going to take charge, and the winner is El Grando, who wins at 6-5. He comes back to win again. Toxic Gray came right back to win again. Very live race here that Classify comes out of, and I'll tell you what, I don't think anybody's going to confuse Classify qualify as a better horse than Born Noble.
No.
But if you're going to try to beat Born Noble, it's right here today in race number 9.
Yeah, you would think that would be, the logical contender.
Yep.
Like I said, when you're putting your tickets together, I went 2 deep. Samantha went 4 deep. She's not sold, so we'll see how that works out. Very interesting 9th race.
Real
on the
quickly, too, I want to mention the 7, Grand Lila, who came from nowhere with a ginormous speed figure last time. Senior Marcelo was in the other day. We didn't know what to make of that race. Edgy is in earlier today. I'm kind of sure that wasn't a very good race, and it wasn't as good as it looks on paper. Be very careful with him. Be very careful with Edgy earlier on in the card, too.
And Cipriano Gil was aboard last time. We'll be back again in race number 9. What a way to close out the day. 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. These are maiden filly 2-year-olds. We did have one scratch all the way on the outside to 12. Phoenix with the Irish bred for Joe Orsino. Not going to run this afternoon. And, you want to go with your 6 to start with it?
No, my 2 to start. Best bet.
So that's right. Your best bet, 2 to 6 is my
go to the front. Take a deep breath and hope we last a mile and a 16th, because I don't see anybody on paper running with this horse. Chasing Matty R, like the other Cassie was chasing earlier on the card. Same thing I'm trying to do. Get that horse loose. Get this one loose. IRAD, it's a send mission, and we'll just see if we can last out a mile and a 16th with a pedigree that says absolutely we can.
I went with the number 9 horse in here. This number 6 horse, I believe. No, 6 horse is top. Snippity Snip, I think it's pronounced. Brendan Walsh. Here's the interesting thing. That's a good race that this horse came out of in October. The horse that won that race come back to win the Tepin Stakes. So there's, 4th behind the next out stakes winner. We got a stat we'll show you with Brendan Walsh. Just see what you think about the number 6 in here. And solid. First after at 61 to 180-day layoff for turf roots, 15%, 43% in the money.
Yeah, very live barn already here at the championship meet. He won with a first-time starter on the turf. He's already got another win as well on the turf, and this is a very, very potent barn. I love the fact that Edgar Zayas lands here, rides this turf courses better than anybody for my money, and we'll show you one of the reasons why and one of the replays on the lightning round dangerous horse today.
The number 9 No More Cookies have been trying to put the sauce on top, even though I had the 6 on top. But we got a replay we want to show. This was my long shot last time.
I'm glad Samantha pulled this replay up. Okay, this horse did have a little trouble, but don't let the trouble fool you into thinking this horse was going to do anything better than run third, because she was not. Now, though, she does stretch back out. It's her first 2-turn turf start, okay? Credit to her for running on. She saved every single inch of ground last time. She's by Motown out of a Bellamy Road mare, so she's supposed to run out. There's your gallop out. You can see it there. She did gallop out very, very nicely. Riley Mott, son of a Hall of Famer, knows the score, and I think she's dangerous, but I'd like to see her be a little bit closer today, Ron.
Yeah, it's got to be up on the page. Got to get something in front of her. And the other horse, I mean, 6 and 9, and your 2, I think, are the logical 3 in the last race.
Yeah, the only other one is the Unlimited Spending, the Japanese bred for Pletcher and Rapoli and Saez. The weird thing about this horse, if you remember her damn Unlimited Budget, she was a multiple grade 2 winner. It was all long on the dirt, so I'm just kind of wondering, she is obviously out of a Japanese sire, but I'm wondering if Todd just wants to get this horse started today, and because we're not running 2-turn dirt races yet, get her started today and maybe the main track next time.
Yeah, and Todd, when he starts on the turf going long, it's not, he's using that race for something down the road, as you just mentioned, so just to put it. But that's the 10 races for us, but we're not done. We got a great lightning round because we had some great races yesterday.
What a day yesterday. As we mentioned, Pegasus World Cup preview day yesterday, and it certainly didn't disappoint. We'll start it off with Major Dude, who we talked about going into the race. Now, could he bridge the gap from being a good allowance horse to a grade 2 kind of turf horse? Well, the answer was yes. I mean, he had a little bit of a, you can see IRAD weight in here, and when the seam opened, to his credit, he ran into the breach there and got the job done. This will not cut it 4 weeks from yesterday in the Pegasus World Cup turf, but I think this gives the connections a lot to work with, and he still is a lightly raced and improving horse. He'll have to do it in 4 weeks.
I had a chance to talk with Ira at length after that, and he, that was the instructions to keep this horse covered up. You see he had a ton of horse, and he was telling me, he goes, I wanted so bad to just go outside. He said, I had the horse to loop the field, but The instructions were to keep the horse covered up, but he thought so much of that horse he could have gone outside if he wanted to.
Yeah.
He said, then if I don't win, I'm in trouble. So he did what he did, and it's Irad. He won.
Yeah, and that horse has got a lot of tools in the bag,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Ronnie kind of alluded to,
Right.
and Irad told him, because he could have done that. He could be close. He could come from off of
Yeah.
it. So, he's a legitimate, 6-8 to 1 kind of horse in the Pegasus World Cup Turf.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we got another great race that we had.
Yeah, this was the Harlan's Holiday now, as theoretically a prep to the Pegasus, and kudos to Rocket Can, who does like it here for Bill Mott and Frank Fletcher and Junior. Spoke very highly of this horse, our buddy Junior. What a good guy. And he was good. And Tumbarumba was game as all heck.
Right.
We'll see about this now. They were well clear of Steel Sunshine. And, I would think they both move on to the Pegasus, but the waters are going to get a lot deeper now.
Yeah, and you mentioned Junior. He rode this horse.
Yeah.
He won the Holy Bull. He was second in the Fountain of Youth. He rode him in the Kentucky Derby, so he was very happy to get this horse back in the winner's circle. He said the last time the horse was just fractious,
Right.
and didn't run a step.
And Junior Alvarado, a Pegasus World Cup winner in the
That's
past,
right,
too.
exactly.
And Bill Mott, for that matter, trainer.
So what else we got?
We got one more from yesterday,
that's
and it was
right.
the nightcap, and it scored somebody about $294,000. On paper, it was anybody's race. I mentioned Edgar Zayas riding this turf course as good or better than anybody, and this was that ride yesterday.
Yes.
Be your best now, coming out of much longer races. I talked to Edgar after, and he knew darn well he needed to keep this horse close, and this was an absolute romp. Papilio had some trouble, but they were never beaten. Be your best, and she's a big player in the Pegasus Filly Mare Turf, because now, that race yesterday was going to be sharp for her, and she proved it's not an issue.
Whoever was live was probably sitting with his hands back
my
in that
goodness.
ride, just cruising on the front
Yep.
end. So congratulations to whoever it was, and we'll find the little rider on where they might have bought the ticket.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely, yeah.
Best bet today?
Yeah, all the way in the finale, the 2 in all probability for me.
Mine is in race, I believe it's race 7. It's the 4 joint resolution, taking a little bit of a shot there to try and beat the obvious favorite in that one. Your long shot, Brian?
Yeah, real long shot here in race number 6 to the 3 Fast Fixer. I'm hoping this race completely falls apart.
And mine is in race number 1, just a little while away. So Live to Ride, I think, I got to believe over the last 20 years, this is the first time I have a long shot in the first
I
race.
certainly don't remember it.
Already 100,000 plus in the pick 5 pool with over 21 minutes left.
Yep, a lot of heavy lifting left. There'll be a huge pool. Pete's upstairs with your scratches and changes. And thanks for being aboard with us here on a really good Sunday at Gulfstream Park.